In today's video, you're going to be learning how you can create and activate your Stripe account even though you're from an unsupported country. Before the end of this video, you're going to learn how you can have access to Stripe as a non-US citizen, as someone that comes from an unsupported country. Take me for an example. I'm from Nigeria, but I've been able to create and set up my own Stripe account. I've been able to use this Stripe account to accept payments from all over the world for my clients. When they pay me, this payment has been transferred to my US bank account, which are in turn transferred to my local bank account. And you're going to learn how you can get all of this, right? So let's get started. Now, to have access to Stripe, you have to get 5 things ready. And number 1, you have to form a US company. Why? Because when signing up on Stripe, they're going to ask you if you're signing up as an individual or you're signing up as a company. And obviously, you cannot sign up as an individual because you are not from there. You don't have a citizenship. You are not from there. But you can sign up as a company, right? Because Stripe accepts over 54 countries. Now, what this means is that all these countries that they accept, choose one of them and form a company, all right? And one of the recommended countries that I will want you to choose is the United States because it comes with loads of benefits. Even without Stripe, there are many things you can do with your US company. And I'm going to be talking more about that in my upcoming video. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. Okay? So like I said, if you sign up as a company, we have a greater chance of having access to Stripe. In fact, you can have access to Stripe because that was how I was able to have access to my Stripe account. That was how I was able to have access to Stripe and accept payments, get transferred to my bank account, and all of that. Okay? And number 2, you have to apply for an EIN number. EIN means Employer Identification Number. And Stripe also requests for this when you are signing up on their platform. And this EIN will be linked with your US company. And that is why they both work together. And number 3, you have to get your US bank account. And you can easily get this via Payoneer.com. I have included a link below this video so that you can click through it and sign up as an individual. Sign up as an individual. And now number 4, you have to get a US address. Now we only need this US address to form our US company because as soon as our US company is formed, we won't be needing this US address because when our US company is formed, we're going to be getting a dedicated US address. And this US address is what I'm going to be using to sign up on our Stripe. All right. So we only need this US address to form our US company. And you can get that by signing up on shipito.com and register for a free account. Now, the last is getting a US phone number. So we are dealing with everything that has to do with US. So we have to get everything ready. Now, you have to go to your App Store or Play Store. It is both available for iOS and Android devices and download the app called int'l. So this int'l allows you to purchase a US phone number. It's one of the cheapest options there. It has the SMS feature, call forwarding. It is very good for Stripe, Amazon, all the rest of them. You can call, receive, send text messages, receive. You can set call forwarding in the sense that if someone calls your US phone number, it can ring in your local phone number. Isn't that awesome? All right. So these are the 5 requirements you have to get ready. And if you can notice from the number 3 to the number 5, they're very easy. Such as the US bank account, I recommended Payoneer. US address, I recommended Shipito. US phone number, I recommended int'l. Now, how can you actually form your US company and apply for EIN number? All right, it is very easy. Just keep watching. So to get started, you have to choose a state in the US where you want to form your US company. And there are over 50 states in the US. We have California, we have Delaware, we have Missouri, we have Chicago, we have Kentucky, we have Ohio. There are lots of them. So choose a state in any of these states and form your US company. But while doing that, you have to be very careful because they are very expensive states. But let's not go into that. I will be recommending you form your US company in the state called Missouri. Why? Because it only has a $50 one-time fee that you pay to the state government to form your LLC, and it has a $0 LLC annual fee. All right, you don't have to pay annual fee to keep your company active. But states like Delaware, you're likely to pay over $300 annually to keep your company active. Same as California, you have to pay over $700 to keep your company active, and you wouldn't like that. And one of the interesting things about forming a US company as a foreigner is that you can choose any state of your choice and form your US company. And that brings us to forming our US company in one of the affordable states, which is Missouri. Okay, so that is the catch. So we're going to be forming a US company at Missouri, and that is decided. And number 2, which is applying for EIN number, this also costs money. All right, formation companies charge over $100 to $150 to $200, but I'm going to be showing you how you can get your EIN number with less than $50. Same thing goes for forming your US company. People charge over $600 to $1,400 to form your US company and all of that. But I'm going to promise you is that at the end of this video, you're going to learn how you can do all of this with less than $150. And that is a catch. If you go online to search, you're not going to see this offer anywhere. You're going to see it right here. So we're going to be forming our LLC and applying for our EIN at Incauthority.com. Now, this website has been around since many years, and I myself has been using it for the past few years to form LLCs for my clients, and it's been good. All right. And what I like about this company is that it allows you to choose the services that you want. It allows you to choose specific services that you want at your CAT. Okay. It is not like other these formation companies that gives you things by default. And if you look at the list of things that they've ordered for you, they are the things that you won't actually be needing. And that's what makes it interesting when it comes to Incauthority. And that is why you're going to be learning how you can form your US company with less than $150. Now, can we get started? So I'm going to be switching over to my laptop right now, and I'm going to be showing you everything on the laptop. All right. All the links that I'm going to be visiting while showing you this tutorial, I'm going to be including them in the description of this video. And that also includes the link to Incauthority. And the link to Incauthority contains a 20% discount code, all right, that can help slash down your price further. It can help slash down the fee you're going to pay to form your US company further, and you can have more money left, okay? So let's get started with forming a US company at Incauthority. Now, if you follow the Incauthority link below this video, you will get to this page. Now, the next thing you have to do is to click on the Get Started button at the top right of your screen. If you're using a mobile phone, just click on the menu icon at the top right of your screen and you're going to see the Get Started button. Now, if you've seen it, click on the Get Started button. The next page will be a step 1 of 3, and it will ask you to select your business type. Since we are forming an LLC, we're going to leave it like this. But if yours is not defaulted at the LLC, you can click on the drop down and make sure to select LLC. And for the state where we are going to be forming an LLC, we are going to be choosing Missouri, because that's one of the affordable states we can form our LLC, especially as a foreigner. Now go to the next page. The next section is where you have to enter your personal details, such as your business owner details. Now, what you have to do right here is to enter your first name, your last name, your email address, and your US phone number. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you can get your US phone number when you download the app called Dingtone. Download the app, register for an account, and purchase a US phone number, and then fill in the details for the US phone number section and tick the I agree to the terms and conditions. If the owners of this business is more than one, that is, you are from 2 and above, you can click on the add owner or partner button there, and then you can add an extra person. If you are more than 2, that is from 3 and above, you can also click on add second co-owner or partner and enter the details. But if you're just the only owner of the business, you can just ignore all of this and enter only your details and then continue to the next section. The next section says, is this your first business? So you can say yes or no. So depending if this is your first business or not, you can enter your answer. Since this is not my first business, I'm going to select no. The next one says, why are you starting your business? So obviously it is going to be all of the above, because you want to be your own boss, you want to make additional income, and you also want to be financial independent. All right, so select all of the above, or you can select the ones that apply and click on the save and continue button. The next option says, when will you be open for business? So select whichever one that applies for you and then click on the save and continue. The next one is, what type of business do you have? So let's click and drop down and see what they have for us. So there are lots of categories here. So select whichever one that applies to the type of business that you have or the type of business that you intend doing. So let's say e-commerce, that is if you're selling stuff online. If you're doing tech stuff, you can do IT and tech services. If you cannot see the type of services you're offering here, you can just click on order. All right. So I am just going to select e-commerce and I'll click on the save and continue button. Now, the next question is, will you be hiring employees in the first 12 months? So if you are your own one-man army, you can say no. But if you will be hiring employees in the upcoming months or weeks, you can say yes. But since I am my own one-man army, I'm going to say no. I work alone. So save and continue. So the next question here is very important. It says, will your business be accepting credit card payments? So obviously the answer is yes, because that's one of the reasons we are actually forming our US company. So select yes and go over to the next step. Now, these next steps contains your business details. This is where you enter the name of the business you want to be using, the name of the business you want to form. Let's just call it your LLC name or US company name. For example, let's say I want to go with the name Pinoracle. So let's enter that. When you enter Pinoracle, you're going to see a text that says your new LLC will appear as Pinoracle LLC. Okay, so just enter your business name here at the first section, and then you are going to see a preview of your new LLC name. And for the next section, which is please describe your business in one complete sentence. All right, so just enter a short description of what your business is all about, what you'll be using your newly formed LLC for, and what you intend to do with it in the nearest future. Okay, so just enter one complete sentence. So for example, I'm going to be entering a complete sentence right here. Let's say that I want to use this LLC to accept payments online, sell stuffs online, offer my services to clients. So let's just come up with a new description. So let's say Pinoracle, or what am I typing? So let's say Pinoracle will be offering web design services, sell templates online, and open an e-commerce website to sell goods. Example, dropshipping. So you can be as detailed as possible, but don't make it too big. Just a few sentences, it's okay. And it will ask you send text message updates for Pinoracle LLC to your US phone number. So this US phone number is a dummy phone number, all right? So you don't have to use it, or else you're gonna be missing out a lot of things. So make sure you purchase a US phone number at Dinkton. So you can say yes, and then head over to save and continue. The next section is your address, all right? So like I said, you can head over to shipito.com and sign up for a free account. And when you get that free account, you are also going to get a US address for free. So make sure to enter the details in your address line 1, line 2, city, the state, and then the zip code. You can leave it as default and then click on save and continue. And now you will get to the section that will ask you to create a new account or continue as a guest. So whichever option that you go for or whichever decision that you make, it is not going to affect you in any way. It doesn't have any disadvantage, all right? So I'll just click on continue as guest. If you agree to create an account, it will just ask you to enter your email address and password. That is all, but I'll just click on continue as guest. We will now get to the main section, which is including or adding our services which we need. And like I said, you are going to get a 20% discount offer, okay, that will help slash down what you'll be paying at the end of your selection. Okay, now what you have to do is to click on the redeem now button. When you do that, you're going to be getting 20% off all your upgrades or all the services that you're going to be selecting from now going forward. Now, the first thing on our screen is the EIN, which means Employer Identification Number. So this is very important. Like I said, Stripe is going to be requesting for this, and not only Stripe. If you're setting up stuff online using your US company, you will need to be entering your EIN alongside, because it serves like an SSN for foreigners. Okay, so click on add to order for only $39.20. The next add-on is the operating agreement, and this operating agreement provides proof that you own your business, that you own that LLC that you are forming. So it is important on its own. Okay, so click on the button which is add to order so that you can go over to the next section. Now what you're going to be doing is that from now going forward, you are going to be clicking on no thanks, because we have already selected the ones that are important. It's not that these other ones are not important, but for the sake of Stripe, right, we have selected the ones that we need to set up our Stripe account. Okay, so whichever thing that you're going to be selecting from now onwards, you won't be needing them. So why would you add them to your cart when you will not be needing them? Okay, so click on no thanks. I will not need additional legal protection. The next add-on is called minutes and resolutions. Also click on no thanks. Now the next one is a 24-hour express processing. And most people make the wrong decision when they get to this page. Why? I'll tell you. Now, this 24-hour express processing promises to submit your LLC within 24 hours to your Secretary of State, if you read it at the first line. Okay, but the standard state processing time for Missouri is 7 days. It is usually 5 to 7 days because your LLC is going to be formed in less than 7 days. All right, but you may be so excited to pay for this to get your LLC formed in 24 to 48 hours, but it's not advisable. Why? Because if you want to sign up on Stripe, there are two important things that needs to be ready. The first one is your LLC, and the second one is your EIN. Now, this EIN is usually given to you or issued to you by the IRS within 45 days. That is the time that a foreigner can get their EIN issued to them. Now, the question is, why would you be selected to get your LLC formed within 24 hours when you are still going to wait for another 45 days to get your EIN before you can actually put these things together to set up your Stripe account? So can you see why this is not needed? So just click on no thanks, I am not in a hurry, and go over to the next section. Now the next one is the online business bundle. You wouldn't be needing that, so click on no thanks. The next one is the Ink Success Advisor. Also click on no thanks. And you get to this business checking and credit card section. So this is free. So let's just select yes, I'm interested. It can help you set up a US bank account, especially the Bank of America. Okay. So click on save and continue. You will now get to the final page, which is more like a summary of all the things that you've entered when forming your US company at Incauthority. And for the delivery option, just select free so that all your documents and every details or every information will be sent directly to your email address. Okay, so just select that. And for the payment method, you can pay using your credit card or PayPal. And as a Nigerian, our credit card won't be able to process this payment because, of course, you know what's happening in our country, and we possibly can't use our Naira debit card to make this payment. But I will be including a link where you can generate a virtual dollar card. Okay, fund that card and then use that card to process this payment. But if you have a PayPal account and you have funds in there, you can also use it to process this payment. But aside that, I will also be making a new video on how you can generate virtual cards to make international payments as a Nigerian. Okay, so in summary, just select whichever payment method that you would like to use and complete this payment. And now if you look at the right corner of your screen, you are going to see all the details that you've entered while from your US company, such as the operating agreement, the tax ID number, which is our EIN, and then the delivery option. Of course, we chose via electronic, which is via our email, so we are not going to be paying anything. And now for the one-time state filing fee, all right, which is 51.75. You know, I told you $50, but I think they added taxes or whatever that they added here, so making our total to be $162.15. As you can see, that is a very big deal. That is a great offer, okay? Because if you check online, you probably need to be budgeting around $600 to $1,400 to form your US company. But because you're following my tutorial, you will be doing this with less than 160, 150, 162.15 cents to be exact. Now, this is how you can possibly form your US company, all right, at the comfort of your home without the need to travel all the way to the US, even without the need to be a US citizen, because a foreigner can basically stay at the comfort of their home and have and own a US company. There are still a few things that I need to be covering, but I'm going to be doing that in the next video. All right, I'm going to be covering how to fill in your EIN form, because as soon as your LLC is formed, they are going to send in an EIN application or an EIN document called the SS4 form for you to fill. Okay, so I'm going to be recording this in my next video showing you how to fill your EIN document. It's very important because the form might look complicated to you because it is your first time seeing it, but with guidance, with my guideline, you can easily fill out this form and send back to them. The same goes to the operating agreement form, where you have to fill in a few things for them. Okay, so if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do, because I'm going to be recording more like a follow-up video on this video, right, on how you can fill in the documents that they need or the documents that they are going to be sending to you after your LLC is formed. After completing your payment, you will get to this section telling you your payment was successful. You will also get a few receipts to your email address. Now, just relax and wait for them to form your LLC and send in your documents. And there is one more thing that I would like to tell you, and that is along the line, the marketing experts will be emailing you, or they'll be calling you, telling you that there is a few red flags that they saw in your registration. But the real truth is that there are no red flags. They're just trying to upsell you. And what you have to do in that kind of situation is that if they called you or if they mailed you, just let them know that you want to go ahead with the services that you've selected, okay, and you wouldn't be needing any upgrade. Just tell them that you just want to go ahead with the services that you've selected, okay? And that is it. And they'll go ahead to form your US company for you. And yes. And don't forget, check out my YouTube channel later on, because I'll be uploading more videos on how to fill out the documents that they are going to be sending to you later on after forming your LLC for you. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you don't like it, don't do anything. But why wouldn't you like it?